Well, Travis McNeal grew up right here in South Carolina, believe it or not. Yeah, I had a great family life. You know, my mom and dad uh, both sang in the choir. So I was that kid that sat out with like some of their best friends, and while my mom and dad were in the choir, and really stayed that way until I literally got old enough and was an adult and started singing in the choir myself. Later went to college, went to music school, graduated with a performance degree in music. In that senior year of college, I knew that God was placing a calling upon me, essentially to not follow in what I thought was the plans to work on my dad's company, but to follow him in full-time ministry. You know, over 25 years later, I was able to work in some incredible places and be able to experience incredible opportunities in ministry. And I thought that I would do that all of my life. A new chapter, I would say, in my life after a lot of the music and worship ministry in church was when God really did something huge, another large thing, something that I never dreamed of nor asked for. But he lowered the boom on me one day when the founder of a local nonprofit in Augusta and I had become friends. And long story short, he essentially had a sandwich with me one day and said that he had been praying for years who would succeed him as the executive director at Golden Harvest Food Bank. And he told me right there that he felt like God told him it was me. That was jaw-dropping. And after having been in the ministry of feeding the hungry for now over 10 and a half years, and even when in the first 2 years into that ministry, I could look back and see from the very first job that I ever had in a church, God has always wired me that way. In all of my ministry, I've always been about purpose, and I've always been about something centered on people that need hope. And obviously, I believe that true hope is given through the knowledge and understanding and accepting Jesus. Nothing more exciting to share. But I also believe that there are simple steps, real steps, to providing that hope. Is when people like you and me get involved and we give of ourselves, and honestly share it begins with us by telling a person and showing a person that we care, and we do that through true actions, not just words, and not just one-time events. I believe that we're really going to make true impact and sustainable change in our communities and in the lives of people is when we really get serious and say, hey, I do really want to get involved personally. Show me how to get involved. Show me how to see things through the eyes of a person in need. I don't really know how to do this. But I know that I want to help. I look forward to immediately, I'm already doing it, connecting with anybody and everybody in this community, churches, individuals, organizations, companies, large and small, privately owned, corporations, other nonprofits. At my last place of employment, our mission, our tagline and our mission statement was feeding lives together. That word together, to me, is one of the most important words. I've already told our team you can probably expect me to use that word a lot because we do little alone, but we do and accomplish a lot together. And many leaders are threatened by collaboration, even with its local nonprofits. I believe that we are all in this together. We cannot do this alone. I cannot wait to meet as many of the local nonprofit leaders and team members as I can, because I have so much to learn from them, and I believe that we can do so much more together. I want to say a huge thank you to all of the donors that have donated to Oliver Gospel Mission. In just the short time that I've been here this week, anytime that I encounter someone, it's a rare occurrence that when I mention the name Oliver Gospel, that first of all, I don't see a big smile and shiny eyes, and they lean into me because they know about Oliver Gospel. Oliver Gospel and the work that we do has an incredible respect in this community. And so I want to say thank you to the community. If you're a donor or you're a person that has been involved with our mission, we cannot do this without you. And I want you to expect, be patient. Let me get my feet on the ground. It's going to take a while. But I also know that God's called us. God has called us to make a difference in people's lives. It feels so good to be in Columbia. And I have to admit, the Augusta, Georgia, and the North Augusta, South Carolina, that whole, as we call it there, the CSRA, it's home, okay? There's nowhere like home. But a lot of people don't know, my family and I, God brought us here to Columbia, and we have served here years ago at a local church. And then God called us up and returned us back to my home church right there in Augusta. But to really answer that question, it feels so good to be back here. I've been coming here all of my life. I have to admit, I am a Gamecock fan. My family, a lot of my family graduated from the University of South Carolina, 2 brothers, nieces and nephews. My uncle played with the Gamecocks straight out of high school. So had a tradition of bringing my youngest son here, even since he was small. We've been coming to football games. So, you know, we have great memories here. We had a great time last night. Me, my brother, a couple of friends. We went to the ladies' game last night at the arena. Fabulous. So all of that's just, reminded me, wow, this is going to be a great place to be.